Guys, and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd get a little dressed up for you guys today because I don't often do it. So hopefully we can get the makeup to match the outfit here shortly. But today I'm gonna be doing another What's New at the Drugstore. My e.l.f. Camo powder finally came in, so I'm gonna be testing that out along with a bunch of other stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, I'm gonna start out with a couple new products from Revolution Beauty. First is this Lip Plump Maximizer. This is a conditioning gloss. I have another lip product to test, so I'm just gonna be using this kind of to prime my lips and see if it plumps them. It has vitamin E, vitamin C, castor seed oil, and shea butter in it. And the packaging is really beautiful. So we're gonna see just how plumping this product is. Oh, I was expecting, because it's a twist off, I was expecting it to be like a wand, but it's got this really kind of luxurious looking metal tip, but it's already squeezing out a little bit. So let me go ahead and put it on. Definitely has a strong scent. It's not like a terrible scent, it's very floral. I feel like this squeeze tube is too easy to squeeze, and with this packaging, I don't know if you guys can see, more is already coming out. So I feel like this is a mess waiting to happen, but it's definitely a beautiful gloss. It feels really nice. It feels more like a lip oil than it does a gloss. It's not super tingly or anything. It does feel a little bit cooling. Okay, maybe it's a delayed effect because I'm feeling a little bit of a tingle now. But let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna mention these. I haven't tested them yet. It's unopened. I'm actually gonna take this on our beach vacation next week. But this is the e.l.f. Pure Skin kind of sample pack. So I got this to kind of just test out all of the products. I haven't bought e.l.f. skincare in a while. I love the e.l.f. Holy Hydration cleansing balm, but nothing else has really stuck out to me, but this line really did. This is the Pure Skin line, and it's called the Back to Basics, which just the sound of that is like music to my sensitive skin ears. And this mini pack comes with the Pure Skin Cleanser, which is non-comedogenic, non-foaming, that removes dirt without irritating. It comes with the Pure Skin Toner, again, non-comedogenic, non-drying toner for softer, smoother looking skin. And then the Pure Skin Moisturizer, non-comedogenic, rich moisturizer for hydrated, nourished skin. So the whole line is fragrance-free, vegan, cruelty-free, no sulfates, no parabens, and it has all the ingredients listed on here. For all three of the products, the first ingredient is water, followed by glycerin, aloe, niacinamide. So ingredients are typically ordered in the most potent ingredients are first, and then the least potent ingredients are at the end. So when you see a lot of good ingredients in the very beginning of the description, that's usually a good sign. All right, just grab some more lights because it's such a gloomy day and I felt like the video was getting really dark. I'm super excited to test these out. I haven't been this excited for a skincare release from e.l.f. in a long time. I think since the Holy Hydration line. This sounds really promising for sensitive skin and just skin during this time of year. So if you, like me, are just kind of curious about it but you don't want to fully commit, this travel kit I think was like $10 and you can try all three of these products. I will definitely keep you guys posted as I use these next week, but from the ingredients, from the packaging, I think I'm gonna like them. And my lips are definitely tingling and I feel like they're starting to look a little more plump. So kind of a delayed reaction to this product, but still don't love the packaging. All right, next up we have the Revolution Line Fix Under Eye Primer. This is part of the Rehab line. They also came out with a primer that I'm not gonna be testing because it has retinol in it and I'm nursing right now, but there is supposed to be like a skin firming primer, and then this is supposed to be a smoothing under eye primer. So this is specifically a primer for your under eye areas to fill in the fine lines, to make things go on more smoothly, and who doesn't want that? So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this. The packaging, it's really nice. It's like a frosted glass, and this feels like, kind of feels like the putty primer, but smoother. So I'm just gonna take a small amount on one side and then nothing on the other side, just so we can see if there's any sort of a difference in how my concealer applies. It feels really, really smooth and moisturizing. There's nothing like thick or heavy about it, which is good for the under eye area, because the more product you pack on, the more risk you take for a really cakey look. All right, so I'm gonna start with concealer. I'm gonna use my NYX Bear With Me because I am gonna be going in with a powder foundation. So I wanna go ahead and lay down my liquid concealer, although this is gonna be interesting because I have a liquid blush and a liquid highlighter to test out. So it'll be interesting to see how liquid products lay on top of the e.l.f. Camo powder. I feel like most really good powders I have can handle liquid products laid on top, and vice versa. I feel like most really good liquid products that I have can layer well on top of powders. All right, so looking really closely in the mirror, I feel like this side does look slightly better than this side. It's nothing crazy noticeable, but there is a difference. I don't know if you guys can see, there's a little bit more kind of dryness and flaking on this side than on this side with that Revolution Eye Primer. All right, and then before I go in with my e.l.f. Camo powder all over my skin, I'm gonna set my under eyes with a new product from Colourpop. This is the new Colourpop Pretty Fresh Pressed Powder. It's got this nice big mirror And then I got the shade Fair 4 because I want to use it under my eyes as like a brightening powder, and hopefully another dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury powder. I'm gonna use my Milani All Over blending brush to apply this. I'm gonna tap off the excess and then just apply this right under my eyes. Oh wow. This is pretty blurring and definitely adding coverage. Feels really silky smooth. If I was comparing this to Charlotte Tilbury and number 7, this is like one hair more matte than those products. But really silky, really beautiful powder. This definitely stacks up to like the Flower Beauty pressed powder, the number 7 pressed powder, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. Definitely in that category of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. At least first impression wise, really impressed with this. All right, it's finally time to go in with the e.l.f. powder foundation in the shade Light 280N. I read on Ulta's website that this was running really deep, so I went lighter than I thought, but I feel like this might be a little light. So we'll see how this applies. I know with the Camo CC cream, it definitely runs dark, but we'll see how this one goes. And I love this Sonia Kashuk powder brush. It's really dense for powder foundation typically, so I'm gonna try it with this one. Woo, a lot of fallout. Might have pushed down a little too hard. And I'm just gonna apply all over. It's definitely not like a full coverage on the first swipe. I'm definitely having to build it up a little bit, but it is very buildable. This is leaning a little bit on the pink side, even though it's supposed to be neutral. Maybe I should have gone with a warm undertone. But here's the side with the powder and without. So it's definitely adding coverage, but it's not like full coverage. It looks really pretty and natural, not too matte. I definitely wouldn't put this like underneath my eyes, but as far as a powder for the rest of the face, I think it's going on really nicely. And this color is decent, but if you have a warmer undertone to your skin, I would say, I was worried that the warm undertone would be too yellow or too orange, but like I said, this one is too pink. So if you're usually a match with me, then I would say maybe don't go with the neutral, go with the warm undertone. All right, so at least upon first application, this looks beautiful. The real test is how long it wears and how well it wears throughout the day, so I'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. All right, like I said, I have a cream blush to put on top, so we're gonna see how this goes. This could end very badly, and I won't judge the cream blush or the powder foundation based off of it because you're not necessarily supposed to layer cream on top of powder, but we're gonna give it a try because I really wanna try this product and I really wanted to try that foundation, so we're gonna take the risk. And it's the LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blush. This is in the shade Grace. I absolutely love the NYX cream blush. That's kind of a matte finish, so I'm hoping that this kind of reminds me of that one. Comes out kind of a thicker consistency, so I'm gonna start with just a tiny, tiny bit and see how much pigment there is before adding more. Really, really pretty color. Feels like kind of a moussey, lightweight formula. And then I'm just using my number 4 brush from that BH Cosmetics Marble Luxe brush set that I'm obsessed with, that I cannot believe may be gone forever. I don't know if they're still selling it, but if they are, buy this before it's gone because I use these brushes all the time and I always recommend them, and I'm so sad that they won't be as accessible. Okay, so this is blending pretty well considering it's on top of a powder. A tiny bit patchy, but that's to be expected with cream on top of powder. Add a little bit more where it got a little bit patchy. All right, I feel like it's drying down and it's not wanting to blend as well anymore, and I don't want to push too hard or drag. I feel like it's going to affect the powder foundation, but definitely impressed with how well this is blending considering it is on top of a powder. All right, let's try it over here as well, and I'm going to go a little faster this time so we don't end up with the line that we have on the other side. At least if you're blending on top of powder, go fast because this is working out a lot better because I'm not sitting here chatting while I'm trying to apply this. Okay, yeah, so definitely much happier with it on the side where I went ahead and blended really quickly than I am on the side where I was chatting and stopping and starting because there's like a streak right here versus right here. It's nice and blended out. So definitely work a little bit quickly with this one, but it has a nice matte finish without it looking really flat. So if you don't like a whole lot of a sheen to your cream blushes, this is a really good one to try. Kind of a more oily skin friendly cream blush. All right, and then I have two different cream highlighters that I want to try. Like I said, we're going hard in the creams on top of the powder, but so far so good. The first is the Burts the Luminizer Nourishing Highlighter. This is in the shade Starlight, and it looks like a really pretty like pinky shade. So I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand just to get a hang of the consistency. Okay, so this is a lot more liquidy than the blush. Like this almost seems like it's just gonna drip down my hand, versus the blush was like a thicker, moussier formula. So I'm gonna try and use my concealer brush to apply this to the tops of my cheekbones. Again, just starting with a small amount and then building up. All right, I feel like I need to use my fingers because this is so liquidy that I worry if I blend it all with my brush that it's gonna disturb all the makeup on underneath. Oh wow, that's really pretty. It feels so thin in consistency, and it's really just kind of like that wet look, not a super shimmery highlight. And it's almost a little bit iridescent with like a tiny bit of a purpley reflect in it. I feel like it kind of broke down the blush underneath a little bit. Again, that could be because of the powder foundation, but I think it's because of the consistency of the highlighter. So with a highlighter like this, I would find myself using this either when I'm not wearing any foundation, just to add a little bit of a glow to the tops of my cheekbones. But mostly I could see myself using this actually as a primer or a foundation mixer to add some luminosity to a foundation or to a primer. So because of the consistency, I'm gonna say that I don't love this as a highlighter. I do think it would make a beautiful mixer to liven up any foundation that you have, or a primer if you want a super radiant glow. All right, and the next up we have the TikTok famous product. This is the new Revolution Bright Light highlighter. Everyone is saying this is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury highlighters and blushes that are incredibly luminous. The two shades, I think Pinkgasm and the other one, dupes, are totally sold out, but I got my hands on this one. This is Radiance Bronze. So this is gonna be a little bit darker, but we're gonna see if it still works. You guys know I love a good dupe, and this has gone absolutely viral. The packaging is even almost the same. So I'm gonna put this one on this side and see if I like it better as a traditional highlighter than I did the Burts one. I'm having to twist quite a bit, and I feel like it's all just gonna come rushing out at the same time. All right, so I'm just gonna dot it over here, right on my cheekbone, and then use this brush to blend it just a little bit. All right, so that layered much better on top of the blush and the powder than this side, which is like pretty much rubbed off the blush. I thought this was gonna be like a too bronzy of a color, but it's actually a really pretty shade, especially for the summertime. I like a nice golden highlighter on top of like really bronzed skin. So really impressed by this one. I think it's totally sold out. There may be one color left, but if you can get your hands on it, this is really, really beautiful. I'm gonna try and fix this side with this highlighter, and I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and fixed my highlighter. Really happy with the way that it looks now. Did my eye makeup and my brows so that we can test the rest of these products. So the first one is a new brow product, also from Burts Bees. This is the Burts Bees Power Brow Gel, and I got mine in the shade Deep Brown. There weren't a whole lot of color choices here, so I went with the shade Deep Brown, so we'll see how this looks. Oh, it has a really, really tiny wand. And I'm just gonna run this. Okay, it's kind of like a dry formula, so let me get a little bit more product on the brow, or on the wand. It's a darkening color. I think it's a really good match for me, but it's definitely deepening my brows. Unlike like the NYX one that is more of a ash brown that kind of neutralizes my brows, this one's making them a little bit more intense. It's volumizing, it's lifting, and it's definitely adding pigment. There's some fallout that I'm gonna need to clean up. I don't know if you can see that underneath my brow. It's definitely made them more of like a statement brow. All right, so definitely darker than I'm used to my brows being. I like to lighten them up a little bit with my brow products, and this definitely deepened them, so I think the color is something I'm gonna have to get used to, but I'll keep you guys posted on how the formula wears. It definitely lifted and added a lot of volume. All right, next up I have a new mascara from Colourpop. This is the Level Up Lengthening Mascara. I'm gonna go in first on this side. It's like a long, thin wand. Definitely a thick formula, which is good, and it's pretty easily building the volume. So that's just two coats, two really lightweight coats. Definitely feel like it does a pretty good job at volumizing I wish it held a curl a little bit better. The formula is a little heavy, so it's weighing my lashes down. And then I don't feel like it's the most lengthening mascara I've ever tried. But I really like the volume. I'll definitely keep using this because volume for me is the most important. But if you have really straight lashes, I would say maybe limit the coats to like 2 coats maximum, because after I did a 3rd coat on this eye, I feel like the lashes started falling because it got too heavy. All right, now that my lips are nice and nourished and plump, I'm gonna go in with my new lipstick. All right, and the lipstick that I got is the LA Girl Glossy Tint Lip Stain in the shade Addict. I was excited to try this because these glossy lip stains are apparently all the rage. This is just like the new e.l.f. one. I wanted to see how it compares. Has a pretty strong, smells like an expo marker. Pretty strong scent to it. This is a really pretty color. I want to keep it a little bit on the sheer side. I don't want like a full red lipstick, but I want like a just bitten red wine type of look. Okay, it feels pretty much dry now. Super comfortable, super nourishing feeling. I really like how it feels, and the fact that it's not like a red lipstick. It's more of like a, like I said, just bitten look. So between the brows and the lips, I'm probably gonna nude this out before I film my next video, but it's dry and it still looks glossy. So I'm really, really impressed by that. All right, and then last but not least, I have a new setting spray to try. This is the Revolution Coconut Restore Setting Spray. This is a ceramide and coconut setting spray. It sounds like spray paint when you shake it. All right, and then it has like a pretty intense looking nozzle. Let me see how it, okay. Woo, definitely smells like coconut. I'm just gonna spray one side of my face. Very strong coconut scent, but a really nice lightweight mist. So it added just a little bit of luminosity to that side versus this side, but I don't know that I could get past that really strong smell. And that is everything. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.